Speaking of time, Tuesday morning at 12:01 a.m., parents, did you know where your kids were? If they were four-star running backs, they may have been in their bedroom chatting with Brett Bielema well past their bedtime. The Razorbacks head man was on Twitter at the stroke of midnight sharing the following, and I quote, "It's midnight on the Eastern Time Zone and NCAA legal to direct message top recruits."
Hashtag WooPig17. Yeah. So better than a Louisiana Monroe or a San Diego State or somebody from Talladega Tech, Alabama will go up against a formidable offensive line, and I want to see how their rotation flows. I want to see whom they bring in and how they play up front. I'll be watching Alabama's defensive line.
I was originally going to say here, I want to watch Georgia's defensive line, but then I thought, I have questions about Georgia's linebackers, and then I thought, well, they're starting a former walk-on at corner, so I probably have questions about the secondary. So I'm just going to say, I want to know how improved Georgia's defense will be.
And the reason I say that is because I don't care how many scrimmage games you've had. I don't care about your spring game. There is no conditioning that will prepare you for actual game time.
Mr. Rivers, I want to know, can South Carolina start fast this year? They got hit by a bus in week one last year. So I want to know, South Carolina, you're going to start fast this year. They draw, in my mind, one of the best matchups that they could possibly have in week one because they think they've answered their problems that teams like A&M exposed a year ago. Well, they play a very pass-happy offense. Larry Fedora's North Carolina Tar Heels picked by one to win the ACC last year.
One.
Yeah, regrettably so.
But more specifically, I'll be watching how Jeremy Johnson runs Auburn's tempo. Because what you have to understand now is you've got a team with national championship expectations, national championship aspirations. Now, are you the type of quarterback to lead them to a national championship?
I had a debate with someone the other day. They referred to Auburn's offense as full of nothing but trickery and window dressing.
They don't watch it then.
I maintain Auburn's offense is a power run-based offense.
Already?
That's all it is. There may be some window dressing with the trickery and the different formations. It's like Florida under Urban Meyer. It all falls back to that power zone run game. So I want to know, how physical will Auburn's run game be this year? I don't think people ever understand how good they were in 2013 and the pieces specifically that they had. What a guy like Jay Prosh allowed you to do. What guys at maybe tight end like C.J. Uzama and like Brandon Fultz allowed you to do. To leverage blockers in that pass game. It allowed you to do everything you did with guys like Trey Mason and then Cam Artis-Payne. Now, I look at their roster. It doesn't mean they're not there. I'm just telling you, I don't see bodies. I don't see players like Auburn had when they were able to do that. It's all about power with Auburn. I don't care how good the quarterback is. You can talk about Duke Williams and Jeremy Johnson all you want to. If Auburn's going to win at the level they want to this season, it will be because of running with power. So much so that we had guys getting suspended. We had guys getting hurt. We had regrettable things happening at donor dinners. I figured we need an update of the JP poll. Hazmat's going to put it up here for you momentarily. But this is, I guess you would call, the week one edition of the JP poll. There's no change at the top. Ohio State remains unchanged as your number one. TCU is your number two. Bama is your number three. I had to do away with Southern Cal in the top five. You don't deserve to be up there anymore. And I know we haven't played a game yet. Here's what I question. I question the leadership. I question what happens when things go sideways. I question what happens when there's discipline that needs to be doled out internally. So Southern Cal at number 7, Arkansas, UCLA bump up as a result. The Bruins now my new favorite to win the Pac-12, by the way. Jason in Waverly Hall asks, or rather says, having Tennessee ranked ahead of Georgia after what each team did last year is stupid. Now, no, it's not. But you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use your logic here, Jason. Did Georgia play Tennessee last year?
Yeah.
How'd that turn out? Was that a blowout? Georgia blow them out?
It wasn't a blowout.
It was a field goal game, wasn't it?
In Georgia.
It was in Georgia.
Yeah.
Really? So let's just go by that flawed logic of let's apply last year to this year. Well, with that being the case, and Josh Dobbs, by the way, did not even start that game.
Right,
it was still the regrettable Justin Worley era up at Tennessee. Well, by that logic, I get you at home this year. I've got my quarterback finally in place now. You just started a Virginia reject on your squad. I think I would take Tennessee in that game. Now, that's not the logic I use.
And it's bad when you can use their logic.
It is. It's really bad because it's just, you just crumple the entire question up.
Alabama versus Wisconsin. I talked about it earlier in the show. You've got Alabama's defensive line. You've got Wisconsin's offensive line. You've got that running game of Wisconsin. How will Alabama fare? I think they'll fare pretty well. I've got an 8 confidence level for Alabama.
One way or the other, we'll find out how that defense looks. Please get out of my picks. they're a 3-point favorite. Listen to the Desert over the AP poll. We've got Alabama, Wisconsin. I fully believe, and I believe this about Alabama and Auburn, I think they're about to make statements in week 1, but I think they're going to be kind of false statements because I believe that they are both going to thump Wisconsin and Louisville respectively.
He has to make a good showing in this first game. I like Ohio State a lot.
I'm begging you, Auburn fan, I'm begging you, Alabama fan. You're going to have a good week 1. Don't get carried
Don't buy
away.
the Kool-Aid.
For Jonathan Rivers, the best new director in the business, has Matt, Tochi, Lindsay, everyone else here, I'm Josh Pate. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.